This is just a simple little tutorial on how to wind your weed eater head with weed eater line. Let's begin. First of all, you want to take the head cap off of the head itself. I couldn't do it with one hand, so I had to put the camera down. But as you can see, this is the head. It usually goes on and then locks in place. So you take that off, and what you'll find are these two little holes right here. Those are the holes where the line goes in. And it usually has a directional arrow on which way to wind the line. That right there, wind line. Usually it's going to go in a clockwise motion when you're looking at the bottom of the weed eater head. Now that we have our weed eater head disassembled, we need to get two pieces of identical length line to put in our weed eater head. This is where it gets tricky. You have to insert the ends of the weed eater line into the cap. Once you have inserted the weed eater line into those two little holes, you'll notice that the weed eater line automatically goes in a certain direction. It automatically kind of goes counterclockwise to the reel. This is what you might think the direction you need to wind that line, but what it really wants you to do is fold over those holes so that it forms a good grip and go the actual way that the arrow says. Here you can see how the weed eater line is folded over as I start to wrap it the other way. As you wind your weed eater line, make sure you don't cross over the middle bar. If you cross over that middle bar, your weed eater line will be tangled and will not bump feed correctly. Once you have gotten to the end of your line, as so, you can jam it in through the little gap there, and it will hold it in place so your hands can be free. Once you have your weed eater line wound up, you just want to take the bottom piece, push it through one hole like this. That's where the weed eater comes out. The weed eater line comes out. Once you have that done, you want to push the head back onto the spindle, or the spindle back onto the head. And when you get it clipped in there, you take the other part of the line out and push it through that hole. I can't do this with two hands, so I'm going to have to pause the video again. Once you have your weed eater line all the way through, you want to make sure that the weed eater line is not longer than the cutoff point. So you want to take some pliers or a knife or something and trim that line. And there you have it. A perfectly wound spool of thread weed eater line. Now you can weed eat your yard.